Now, let us concentrate as I take you through the equity selection, right, strategy in a low market. Your number one consideration should be the industry where the organization operates. Very important. I said industry or the sector where it operates. And you know what the platform of the stock exchange offers everyone is you might not necessarily have the money to establish companies operating in these different industries. So instead of you burdening your head looking for money to establish organizations operating in those industries, you just come to the floor of the stock exchange and buy. For example, you do not have enough money to set up a pharmaceutical company, so you simply come to the stock exchange and invest in healthcare stock. You might not have money to establish a bank. You just simply come to the market and invest in any bank stock. You might not have money to establish an insurance company. You might just come to the market and invest into an insurance company. I don't know how many people watching now that have got enough resources to establish an oil and gas outfit. But if you are not able, the opportunity that the platform of the stock exchange offers is that you come to the market and invest in a petroleum stock. So now, these are the different sectors or the different industry where these companies operate. That is your first consideration if you are looking for where the opportunities are. Yes, I will still come to talk about price. I just hope that the remaining time will be enough for me to handle this. Let me see how far I can go. But what are you going to be considering in those sector, those industry? Sometimes I see a lot of mix up. I see people saying what they do not understand so well. Now, for whatever organization, what will make that organization viable will be the products and the services they offer. As a matter of fact, what makes an organization is nothing other than what the company produces or the service that the organization renders. Now, the way it works is this. Look for those companies that are operating in industries such that, or look for, companies operating or producing products with inelastic demand. Very, very important. Whether I keep hearing people, this president, that president, the economy is down because of, you see, at any point in time, somebody will be the president of Nigeria. That is the gospel truth. And that is why you see me, I don't talk politics. I face this market very critically. And there's nobody that becomes the president that will not be criticized. If the president today leaves at whatever time and another comes in, he will be criticized. As a matter of fact, I'm tempted to believe that if Jesus Christ comes to be the president of Nigeria, Nigerians will criticize him. That is much that I can say. Now, having said this, there are organizations that will continue to make money in good and bad economy. And so that is why industry is very important. And that is why the products or the goods and the services are also of great importance. For example, of all of us in the studio now, I do not know how many of us have a home of our own. And if I pray, you will never be able to build a house of your own in Lagos. I don't know how many of you that are watching, that are here with me live in the studio, will say amen. But if I now pray, all of you, before the end of 2019, will be able to build your own home, no matter how difficult things become. You will all shout amen. All right. But the question will now be, what will you use in case the money comes in? You talk about cement. And that is why at any point in time, the demand for products like cement will be inelastic. They sell the price of a bag for 2,000, people will buy. They sell the price at 3,000 naira, people will buy. Now, if you say you don't even have money to build, the one you live in will have to be renovated, and you will pay higher rent. All right, irrespective of the fact that Lagos State government has their own stipulated rent. I don't think most landlords make use of that. They still charge high amount as rent. So you look for such. Number two, you look at institutions like financial institutions, because if you have certain amount, for goodness sake, for security purpose, you're not going to keep this amount under your pillow in your bedroom. So at any point in time, you will need the services of financial institutions. And do you know what? Sometimes they charge you as low as 50 naira, 20 naira, 30 naira. You don't even bother. Why? Because how much they are deducting is so infinitesimally low that you can afford not to question. But the truth is that you can imagine having probably 1 million accounts, and they collected 50 naira on those 1 million accounts, free 50 million naira. Can you now see how banks make money? All right, they will say email service. All right, how much does it cost? I do Gmail, and they don't charge me anything. But banks will send information to my Gmail, and they will charge me, is it 50 naira a month? So you can see how much they make. So if you look at such that, no matter what, we will patronize them. No matter what, they will make money as long as we continue to patronize them. That is where your search should start from. You don't need an number stocks to tell you that. Number two, regulation. Do you see the confidence I have investing in most banks is that it will not be easy for them to die. The CBN is there. You know what the CBN will do is to attempt to protect investors, but in the depositors. But in the process of protecting depositors, they will also be protecting me as investors. I've been in the market now maybe like 20, this is 2008, 26, 27 years. All right, I can count the number of banks that have died. All right, yes, quite a number of them will still fold up, but that's not the way that they fold up just anyhow. So the CBN is still largely there to protect them. Look at regulation, because you see, there are some institutions, some companies listed on this floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange without a regulator. Their shareholders fund is zero as we speak now, and people are still investing in it. If they do have regulators as we speak, definitely the shareholders fund will not be like that. So you can keep your head under companies that are highly regulated. Then you need to ask yourself, what would be the impact of naira depreciation? Now, this will affect organizations with high import content in the process of producing their products, right? That is why you see most healthcare companies have their profit after tax turning out, because the import content in what they produce is very high. You need to be able to put all this together, and then for you to be able to make headway. Very important. Then you now look at competition. Do you know one edge that Dangote Cement has? One, yes, it might not be regulated, but when it comes to competition, the company is operating far above competition. Two, you don't easily come today and say you want to establish cement manufacturing concern with the huge capital that is involved. Number three, you see the products they use largely is the limestone. They get it more or less free. God provided it. So the moment they pay for the land, and then there is this other one they use which is imported. I can't remember. That is one that makes the cement to be solid. I can't remember the name now. You don't blame me. I don't operate in that industry. All right. But the fact that they get substantially their products locally and they do not need to buy makes such very profitable. And then you will now need to look at some other costs of production. You see, labor is currently agitating for 30,000 minimum wage. That will create huge cost for institutions, particularly in 2019. I don't know how they eventually would end up, but you will need to put your attention, your focus on all this. And then you also will need to ask, what is the political effect on some of these goods and services? When you put this together, then you can begin to make your selection. Let me quickly go to the next, which is the shares in issue. Every company has shares, all right? And that is why you can buy 1 unit and I can buy 2 units. So the outstanding number of shares is very, very important. That is to say, not just the number of people that are having it, the total number of shares that has been issued out. The way it works is this: when a company has huge outstanding number of shares, there is a level to which the price cannot rise beyond. And that was why you see the prices of most insurance equities down. Their results are not coming fantastic, and then the outstanding number of shares very huge for most of them, and that's why you see them selling at 50 kobo, 60 kobo, and as a matter of fact, majority of them selling at 20 kobo. And the moment their prices get to 25 kobo, people rushing to sell because the float is very, very high. So look for companies that have low outstanding number of shares, like CCNN. All right, so the outstanding number of shares very low, and that's why the company or the stock, so far so good this year, is leading all others on the floor of the stock exchange. Then you look at the shareholding distribution. That is to say, the way people are holding it. So if you see that about 60-70% of the equities of a company are concentrated in the hands of few individuals that will not sell, the price of that stock, no matter what the market is doing, generally will refuse to come down to a certain level. And that is why you see the price of Nestle higher than that of Cadbury. As at the time we joined the market, the two of them were at par. But no, it will take a long, long time before Cadbury can match up with the price of Nestle. The same thing, Nigerian breweries against Guinness. At the time, Nigerian breweries was even selling higher than Guinness. As a matter of fact, at the time, Guinness was having issues. They declared dividend, they didn't have money to pay, and then they were begging investors to come and take up equities. As at that time, Nigerian breweries was raining. But Nigerian breweries continued to give bonus issue, and then Guinness was not giving. So today, we see the difference in the two. So look at the shareholding distribution. And what is helping the shares of Nigerian breweries today is because Heineken came and took over majority shares in that company. So the majority shares of Nigerian breweries is in the hands of Heineken. And you know what? Heineken cannot do without declaring dividend. And that is why every year they pay out all their profit after tax as cash dividend to their investors. I've criticized them about that, but they have their explanation. I might not have time to really explain that so much. Now look at the capacity and the strength of these majority shareholders. Who are they? And I keep saying this. Will you expect the price of Dangote concerns to decline? Why? Because the majority shareholder, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, is solid. Now, when one of those companies was having issue with Tiger Brand, you know what he did? He paid them back all their money and acquired. As of today, I don't think he's having less than 75% of equities in that same Dangote concern. What are we talking about? If only you were wise enough, you would have bought in there and then. So you look at the majority shareholders, you analyze them. What is their strength? And majority shareholders could also be foreign concerned. Do you know why Guarantee is higher than FBNH, higher than Access, higher than Zenith? The content of institutional investors, some of them foreign owners, are high in Guarantee more than all others. And that is why most others are finding it extremely difficult to catch up with the price of guarantee on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So look at the majority shareholders and then look at their strength. Who are they? What other things are they into? Are they such that will diminish the worth of these organizations, or are they such that will enhance the worth of this organization? Now ask yourself, what has been the bonus records? You see, FBNH will have been one of the best in this market. But over the years, 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 6, almost year in, year out. But now they cannot afford to do that anymore. And that is why their price is the way it is. Is the company coming to do share reconstruction? If your answer is yes, sir, all right, and then are they coming to do share buyback? Well, collect your money and move. This is the last segment, which is the price. Very important. There are two schools of thoughts, all right? Some will say price matters. Some will say price does not matter. But when you look at the price of a stock, what do you want to see? Look at the year high, look at the year low. When you get Stocks Weekly newspaper, you get this there. But you go beyond. You must know what the historical price performance has been. You know why? It is possible for the stock to repeat the price it has made before. I wish I still have a lot of time to do this with you. All right? But I think the little we've been able to do, if you go to the Facebook page of Lagos Television, you will see it there. And if you visit our website, www.stocksng.com, you will see this video in there, hopefully before this time tomorrow afternoon. You will need to compare one price with other, look at the cycle of the price performance, and relate the current price with other key ratios and volume and deals that are often reported. You must look at how these move with price. In other words, a company is commanding high volume and the price is high. Very good. But when volume is shrinking and price is increasing, it's going to be short-lived. This is how we got to round off on the platform today. By the grace of God, I'm going to be on the radio still doing some of these things from tomorrow up until Friday. All right? But in Lagos, we are 103.5 FM. That is the radio platform in Lagos. That is Radio 1, 103.5, 9 to 9:15. We are on 11 others across the country. If you get to buy Stocks Weekly newspaper, all these details will be there waiting for you. I want to say a very big thank you to you for staying tuned and everyone that worked with me today. I'm going to return here next week, Monday, the same time, the same station. Until then, I remain yours sincerely in wealth creation, its accumulation and preservation. Abayomi Obabulijo. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your week.